Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are making fruit cake, yummy fruit cake. These are the ingredients you'll be needing for the fruit cake. This is the flour we're using, 250 grams of flour or 2 full cups. This is the butter we're using. Make sure the butter is at room temperature, 250 grams of butter. This is 170 grams of sugar. We'll be needing 4 eggs for this recipe, 4 eggs. This is my lemon zest, skin of the lemon that I'm using. 1 teaspoon of lemon zest. I'll be using browning as well for this recipe. Browning. I'll be using 1/4 quarter cup of browning. 1/4 quarter cup of the browning. I'll be using cinnamon to spice it up. Cinnamon, I'll be using 1.5 teaspoon of cinnamon for the recipe. I'll also be using vanilla flavor, 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla flavor. For the baking powder, I'll be using 1.25 teaspoon of baking powder. As one of this 1 teaspoon and this one 1/4. I'll be using it as for the baking powder. This is the fruit I'm using for the mixed fruit I'll be using for the cake. Mixed fruit. As you can see, this fruit I soaked it in alcohol for 3 days. So you can use dark rum to soak it for 3 days. It has been soaked in dark rum for 3 days. You can see it's now looking very soft and ready to use. For the dried fruit, we'll be using this particular product. You can see now it's dried mixed fruits. And this is a combination of 2 fruits, raisins and sultanas. And I'm using a full cup, 1 full cup of the measurement. For today's recipe, we'll be using a size 8 pan. These items are just listed. We bake you a size 8 pan. And this is a size 8 pan. First of all, grease the pan with your butter. Just like this. This is 1 tablespoon of baking powder. Add it to your flour. Mix it together. And sieve it. Like this. After sieving the flour and the baking powder, set it aside. Get another bowl. Put your sugar in. Put your butter inside. Like this. Add your sugar. And cream together. Make sure you cream until it is nice and fluffy. Just like this. Continue creaming. So you can see it's looking very fluffy, no more grainy. It's no longer looking grainy or fluffy. This is the sugar and our butter. After mixing it, this is what it looks like. It's looking fluffy and very creamy. You can see it's very creamy. Now time for us to pour in our eggs into the mix. Mix together. Make sure as you are mixing, always scrape the edge of your bowl into the mix. Just like this. Now time for us to pour in our browning. So we're using 1/4 cup of browning. Add a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla flavor. This is 1 tablespoon of lemon zest. Using cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon powder. And mix it together till everything is well incorporated, just like this. Make sure you always scrape the sides of your bowl into the mix. Now time to add our flour to the mix and mix gradually. Add the flour gradually and mix just like this. It's now time for us to pour our fruit into the mix and mix properly. Mix it very well till everything is evenly distributed. Make sure not to overmix it, just fold it in till everything is evenly distributed. Just like this. Just fold it in. Make sure not to overmix at this point so that your cake will not come out too hard. I'm now scraping the dough into the pan like this. Spread it evenly. So you can see it looks brownish, like chocolate, because of the browning in it. We're just going to scoop everything into the pan and bake for 40-45 minutes. After scooping it into the pan, this is how it looks like. Make sure to level it with your spatula to look like this. Then after which, you heat it on your countertop to let out any air bubbles that might be in it. Our fruit cake is ready. How do you know that the cake is ready? It's by dipping the skewer into the cake. When you bring it out and it comes out clean, you know that the cake is ready. You can see now that the skewer is clean. Dip it inside, bring it out, and it comes out clean. As you can see, this is our fruit cake. Our fruit cake is ready. You can see how moist our fruit cake looks. Moist and yummy. You can see the fruit cake looking so moist and yummy.